Yeah, so guys, the Cavs have played 3 West teams so far this year. It's the Lakers, the Warriors, and they've played the Pelicans twice, and they've beat all of them. So my question to you guys is, who is our biggest threat in the West? We've talked a lot about the East with the Knicks and Boston, and we know Boston is our primary competition here. We play Denver December 5th. Who are you most worried about coming out of the West if we make it all the way to the finals?
Guys, I'm not watching Western Conference basketball much, but it's got to be Oklahoma City, right?
Oklahoma City.
Although they got as much to prove as the Cavs do, because they didn't. They had a great season last year and didn't go anywhere in the playoffs.
Everybody wants to see a Cavs versus Thunder's finals.
Does anybody outside of Cleveland and Oklahoma City want to see that, or do we just want to see that?
I want no parts
I
of
think that would be. It's both the future of the NBA's teams on the rise.
Yeah, right.
I don't look at it like that. I've always looked at it like this. Like, I'll worry about them when I get there.
Right.
Like, I've never watched a Western Conference team. It's like watching NFC teams and be like, whoa.
Yeah, we got to deal with them.
Seattle out there looking good. You're like,
you know who's decent in the West? Houston.
Houston is.
They're another young team that's been building.
I know.
But Oklahoma City seems like the toughest Western Conference team at the moment.
Yeah, because
I think they're tied with Golden State for the best record in the West.
I think they actually took first place last night.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
They're 13-4 now.
Chet is out for the year, or is he just out for a couple of?
I don't
know he's hurt.
No, I'll look it up real quick.
Can't
remember.
Because Chet being.
Didn't he break his?
I forgot
something.
what he did.
He broke his something. I don't know.
You know, Bull. You know what's kind of messed up though is nowadays it's harder to gauge, whether a team is good or not.
Why do you say that?
Why? Because the regular season is meaningless?
Nah, because it's just a 3-point shooting contest. It's whoever hit the most threes. Like, you know, you can look at the game notes. It's almost diminished the point where, like, used to be, like, I used to watch, you know, back in the day, used to look at the different styles. Like, you know, the Jazz used to run pick and roll, right? They was pretty much the only one running pick and roll. Then the Bulls would run the triangle offense.
Yeah.
And then you had the Knicks that would play all these power forwards, and they were just really rugged.
Right, yeah.
You had the Houston Rockets that would play a 1 out or 1 in 4 out, and they would let Hakeem do his thing down low. Then you had Shaq and Kobe. That Shaq was just a beast, right?
Yeah.
So you had all of these different styles that people used to play, and those styles would make very interesting matchups. Now it's like, if I look at the Western Conference, Anthony Edwards is one of the most athletic dudes in the game. Like, he's one of the most explosive athletes. And now it's just like, he realizes that, I just got to shoot a bunch of threes. So now you see
that's what I hate. I hate that.
Like the John Morants and the Anthony Edwards, now it's a 3-point shooting contest to a point where it's just like, well, I can't tell who's better.
I miss some of that creativity to the basket.
Yeah.
I miss the Shaq and the Hakeem Olajuwon and Patrick Ewing backing guys down. I miss that kind of basketball.
Good, hard playoff fouls. Yeah. I hate this. I just want it to go. I want to pour coffee on myself.
I know.
When people doing this all the time.
Yeah, review it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Review it.
Well, you flagging down the bus?
By the way, Ty Jerome is feeling himself because now he complains about every foul.
Like, he's like, hold on. Hey, hold on, coach.
I'm a guy now. What's going on here?
They all looking at their coach. They go into their coach. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me.
Every time.
Touch that ball.
Every time.
I'm like, I hate it.
I want to
So besides,
so are you telling me back in the 80s and 90s they didn't complain?
They probably did. But
so what are we talking about?
But the game was more. You could get away with more physically then.
They let Kurt Rambis punch Celtics for free. They like these dudes were swinging, like people swinging.
Guys were clotheslining each other.
Wasn't it one of the Morris twins took a basketball and like hit the dude on the head with it like twice, like bang, and the dude turned around.
Technical fouls were so rare back in the day.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't even remember flagrants. Like, it was just technicals, right?
Yeah.
And back when you was watching them teams and the Pistons and the Sixers and all them teams,
It was some crazy fights.
it was crazy.
The Lakers, Celtics. Remember when Bird and Kareem got into it?
That was crazy.
Oh.
Remember Shaq and Barkley?
Oh, yeah.
When Barkley tackled him?
Yep.
No, Barkley threw the ball off somebody's head, didn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
Shaq is the most disrespectful. Who the dude for the Knicks that he backed down, dunked on, pushed him to the ground?
White guy, right?
Yeah, he did. Like
Shaq's so disrespectful.
I can't remember his name.
Why he do him like that?
He had his Johnson everywhere, just
Yeah.
rank it. He put himself on the rim.
Who was what's his name? The awkward white dude that was on those Lakers teams, big guy that played with Shaq and Kobe. He was like a real nerd. He used to dance at the celebrations, and he would look really nerdy and goofy.
Oh, you talking
Mark something? Was it Mark something?
Morrison?
Mark Morrison. Mark Morrison.
Mark Morrison.
No,
Mark Morrison is returning to the mat.
No, that's not Mark.
Well, it is, ain't it?
See if you can look that up, Anthony.
It's Matt Dog Madison.
Yeah.
Funny because
And he went to Stanford.
Yeah, right. And Shaq was like, I heard him talking about this somewhere on his podcast or whatever. I don't remember where I saw it, but he was like, that was it. He's like, we would go places and I would like buy him suits because like he didn't know how to dress. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he wanted to protect, because Mark was apparently was like the most innocent. He didn't party, he didn't do any of that. And he like, that team was partying. And he made a point of like, making sure that nobody like screwed with Mark. I just thought it was really sweet. I don't know. I like
the
that.
Lakers always got one of them. Remember AC Green?
Oh,
AC
yeah,
Green
yeah.
was
That
like
was a virgin.
He was a virgin forever.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like,
you're not buying it?
What, he was a virgin?
That AC Green was a virgin? Can you imagine being an NBA player and being a virgin?
By Magic Johnson? And Magic was getting it in.
Well,
dude, and in the 70s,
was it the
early 80s, I mean, things were just...
What was the Vikings thing? What did they...
Dustin was on that team.
The train.
The Love Boat?
The Love Boat.
He claims he was not on the boat, but he was on that team. He was a rookie.
Dustin beat them allegations.
He was a rookie on that team.
You know what Kendrick Lamar said, hey, man, y'all better off having one woman. It's getting tricky out here.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't no problems.
Yeah. By the way, circling back to Chet Holmgren, he broke his pelvis.
How much?
So he's out indefinitely.
He's out, they say 6 to 8 weeks. I would think it would be longer than that.
His injury report from last night, I think,
it says 6 to 8 weeks.
Another 6 to 8 weeks.
How do you have dislocated hips?
It was broken, not dislocated.
Like, how much pressure could you possibly put?
I don't know.
On your midsection?
If you was using them like that, you wouldn't,
Pause.
What? What?
How do you break your hips? Like, what kind of work was you putting in?
Not a lot.
Gotta come down
Not a lot. I tell you that.
What kind of work is that, boo?
God.
Can you imagine if I came to work and said, "What's up with G-Push?" Hey man, he got bad hips.
He was working those hips.
Broke his pelvis.
He broke
his pelvis last night. I don't know what he was doing.
Can you imagine if you had a cast on your pelvis?
I'd have been like, if G came here like that, I'd be like, bro, you tried to show out last night, huh? Boy, you tried to show out.
They signed my hip pelvis cast.
What was it that Fred Sanford used to say? What was his wife?
I'm coming to see you.
What was her name, though? Gloria? No.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, listen.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I'm coming to
Pause, Elizabeth. Wow. I'm like seeing spots right now.
Hey, do not lose your oxygen level on this one.
Oh, my God.